everybody. So here we are, Thursday. Just gonna start making some guacamole. And my kids are going, woo woo. Just gonna fix this camera angle. It's a little crooked, making me crazy. Okay. So if you are in a virtual party right now, you are part of something, you're gonna see this posted a few times because I'm trying to be really organized and do everything at once. So when you do Facebook Lives, if you're part of direct sales or maybe you just like to post in a million places, you can actually hit save your video. Okay, so on the bottom left hand corner, your thumbs are very dirty. Cooper, can you get your brother a wipe? Cooper. Okay.
How about a napkin?
So after you hit finish on your bottom right, no, Cooper, a wipe.
What wipe?
After you hit finish on your video, on the bottom left, you're gonna see a little arrow pointing down. So that's for save. So if you're like me, you're very active online these days with everything that's going on. Again, save your videos and post in a few different places, okay? So I'm gonna make my favorite recipe, which is guacamole and pico de gallo. These are a really few couple things that are very simple to do. So how I'm basing my meal planning these days is based on what I have in the fridge, okay? So I wasn't gonna go out and buy my favorite Roma tomatoes, which I always do for this. So I'm using beef steak, okay? You can see one of them's looking a little bit ugly, but you know what? It's gonna be put into this dip, it doesn't matter. One of my favorite things to use is a chef's knife. I like a big knife. I don't know what else to say about it. With our chef's knives here, you're gonna see that the metal tang runs right from the handle to the tip. When you're going to cut with this, you're never gonna do this motion here. It's actually always a rocking motion. And that's the best way you're gonna be able to do things so you don't cut yourself. So bear with me for 1 second here. I just have to get the organic spinning so we drop everything in there. Parker, are you okay? Uh-huh, okay. Change of plans here for 1 second. Parker just fell off the bar and he's okay. Okay, so when I go to cut my tomatoes again, you wanna make sure that you have a good sharp knife, and when you're cutting tomatoes, you're not gonna be going at the tip here. You actually wanna use the butt of the knife. That's gonna ensure that you have the most sharp part of your knife, and you're gonna see that I'm doing slices here. It's a continuous slice. Of course, tomatoes a little tricky. Okay, so I'm taking and I'm gonna do things here where I've got this in different layers, okay? So when you wanna dice your knife, this is what I was saying about get in there and you're gonna be doing your rock chop, okay? Our knives are engineered in Germany. It's done with a forged steel. These ones here are dishwasher safe only. I talk about them having the tang that runs through because it gives you the weight of the knife. It's really, really, really slick, okay? So when you're cutting, you're actually letting the knife do the work. That's half your tomato there, and we're gonna keep going with this here. And I'll do all the tomatoes. I could have pre-upped a lot of this before, but you know, not thinking that's clearly through. Whose brain is mush already, hey? Like I'm just trying to like hang in there and keep things going. What is everybody up to today? Give me some comments. How are you keeping your sanity? I know personally I have had some interesting thoughts in the last week. Felt like I was losing my mind, and then I stopped watching the news. It has actually brought back my joy in my world. Pampered Chef has been something for me that's been a really good release. And like I always commented before about being able to do certain things like this, that you allow me into your kitchens. And of course now it breaks my heart because I'm not able to see any of you guys. So I'm having to do these videos live. In case you're wondering where the boyzos are, they're actually sitting at the counter over here.
See me.
I can't see you, but you can say, hey.
Hey.
Yep. So Parker's on an iPad, best babysitter. Cooper is playing. What are you playing, buddy? Minecraft. What is everybody up to today? Fill me in. See a few of you guys watching. Okay, so we've got the tomatoes there. I'm gonna keep cutting the last one here and put this in. Couple things when you're doing your tomatoes, like I had mentioned about Roma. The reason why I like Roma, because I find that the tomato itself isn't so liquidy. So when you have things like your pico de gallo and whatnot, it's got an itch there. It doesn't give as much of the liquid off, okay? So when I do things like salsa or guacamole, when you put salt onto the tomatoes or the avocado, it actually brings out quite a bit of moisture. So when you do things like Roma tomatoes, you're gonna find there's not so much liquid in there. Okay, so I'm just finishing this stuff here. And we'll get all these tomatoes cut up. Again, it doesn't matter the size that you put in here because it's just gonna be devoured on chips anyways. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so, oops, big chunk there. Finish cutting these tomatoes. We're gonna put them in, and then the next thing we're gonna do is the avocados. Now there's certain ways that I do my pico de gallo and my avocados, okay? You're gonna see why I kind of go back and forth here. So avocados, just a little tip when you are going to buy them, see if I can find an end on one here. When you're testing out your avocados, you're gonna see, hey Sandra, how's it going, girl? When you're gonna test out your avocados, you can see that there's a little pit on the end here. You're actually gonna pull that out, okay? And if you see that the avocado itself is quite a bright green, and you can kind of feel it with the texture, you know that it's perfectly done, okay? That is ripe. It is the perfect avocado. So again, we're gonna roll it around there, and you can see how beautiful that is, okay? Sorry, got nose itch here. So when you're gonna take out your, you know, the meat essentially from the avocado, there's a couple different ways to do it. You can use a spoon, but then you get to this side and you always wonder what to do with that avocado seed. So a lot of people will do this, where they actually cut into it. Don't do that, because if you slip, you're gonna cut yourself. I've done this before. So you wanna take, and I always take it in there and then I'll take it off. And I'm gonna do 3 avocados at the same time, just because the next step that I do is gonna be really quick. Okay, so again, take the butt of the knife in there, flick it off. Now I've got 4 here. I didn't know how big the seed was gonna be in the avocado, so we did end up buying 4 of them.
I need to get into Minecraft.
Okay, there's a tool called a scoop loop. I absolutely love this guy. You're gonna see like it kind of flexes. There's different ways of using this. It has a serrated edge on one side. This isn't sharp, okay? You're not gonna cut yourself. The kids can use this too. But I'm gonna use this for any type of melon. I'm gonna use this for avocados. I'm gonna use this for carving pumpkins, okay? Like, this tool is magic. So any of you that eat a lot of avocados, like, you go through here and you scoop it all out. That's it, like, it's all gone. Then we're gonna go through and we'll do the next one. You kind of get around the side of it here and it pulls it all out. The next one pulls it all out. Next one pulls it all out.
Rockstar Baby Shark.
Rockstar Baby Shark. Whose family's into Baby Shark? It's all we freaking watch right now is Baby Shark. Okay, so then the last one, like you've seen, I've done all these avocados, and my favorite thing about this tool is it actually gets like all of the skin right off. So one of the tools I did forget, give me 1 second, I'm just gonna run to my pantry. You're gonna use this tool for multiple uses, so this is called the Mix and Chop. If you don't own this yet, you need one in your life.
Can I see part?
Doing different things of like ground beef, when you've got that nice semi-frozen layer, you're gonna get in here and cut that up. But you're also gonna use it when you're doing your guacamole, okay? Like, this gets down to the perfect
You like
mash.
that? You like that when you
Parker showed in the
like
background,
that
they're getting
when
very
you
excited
were-
about all these different
when
things.
you were little.
Oh, that might shut off, but that's okay.
Yes, Rockstar Baby Shark.
Okay, so you can see that my avocado is like the perfect mixture now. Now this is the next step. This is really important. You're gonna take a lime, okay? And I always use about 2 limes for this. What you wanna look for in your lime is a smoother texture, means that it's not so dried out, okay? Limes, I always do recommend washing because we don't know where they've been, okay, in the sense of like travel, because a lot of the ones we're getting from Mexico. Okay, so smooth skin on these ones, and you wanna roll your lime out because you wanna release those juices, okay? You can see that the skin's now a little bit of a different texture. One of my favorite tools, this is my very first purchase from Pampered Chef, is our citrus press. This is cast aluminum that has a ceramic coating on it. We're gonna take the fruit and you put it inverted side down, okay? We're gonna put half there, okay? And you can see how strong it is, that it actually inverts it. Don't throw these out yet, because there's a very important tip. We're gonna take the other half of this and put it into the guac, okay? Then next, we'll do that same with the tomato. Again, don't throw them too far because you want to keep these after, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, again, that goes in the tomato mixture. The reason why I say get on that right away is because the avocado will actually start changing color. Okay, and you don't want to get that brown, and the second that you get the lime in there, it actually keeps it from going brown. So we're going to give that a mix, and we're going to give that a mix. The next guy that I'm using is a purple onion. Again, you can use a few different ways of doing this, but again, I don't like to put a ton of onion in. I love onion, but I don't go too crazy on it. Christy, I'm posting this in your group right away. I had mentioned to a couple of the gals that I have to do a bunch of videos today, so I'm going live in this one, and then I'm going to save them on the bottom left-hand side of your computer, of your screen when you're doing a live. You can actually hit save and then put it in there. Okay, so I cut the ends off. A lot of people will leave the skins on this, and I don't recommend that at all, because when you go to put it in the fridge, the skins would actually cause the onion to turn bad. So peel the whole thing, cut the ends off. And again, we're just going to do slices of this. Okay. So we're going to get in there, cut all this stuff here, and then we'll turn it. We're going to just dice everything. When you're doing a knife cut, keep those fingers tucked in, because that's a lot of times where we happen to have kitchen mishaps, okay? So there's all my onion. I'm actually going to put that whole onion bit that I cut, not the whole onion, because you can see I took off about a third of it. But we're going to take and put that onion in there. So what we have so far is 3 beefsteak tomatoes. If I was doing Roma, which is my preferred, I would do 6. Okay, so you can kind of see the mixture here. This is the important part. We're going to take and do a couple scoops into our avocado mixture. Okay, so again, I like a chunky avocado. I like chunky guacamole. So you can kind of see the mix that we've done with that. The next thing that we're going to do, okay, so we have our tomato here, and we have our avocado there. They look almost identical. So now we're actually going to kick it up a notch and start doing different things with this. So when you buy cilantro, you get this massive bundle, okay? It absolutely kills me to waste cilantro. So I'll buy this and I'll actually do different dishes on this. So I bought this for this week because I'm also going to do a curry chicken, which I'll go live on Saturday to show you guys. And then I also love my cilantro lime chicken, which is excellent if you're doing slow cooker meals, okay? So I take about a third of that off. Don't take your stems off your cilantro. The reason being is all your flavor actually falls into the stems, okay? So we're gonna do a real fine dice on this. My family apparently is picky when it's too leafy, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You don't like too leafy, do you, Cooper?
Yep.
Okay, so I took off a little bit more than I needed, so I'm not actually going to add everything as I thought I would
I'm
need.
making a Minecraft house in my village.
What are you making over there?
Minecraft house in my village.
Woo! Minecraft house in his village. Okay. So that's all mixed in there. I'm just going to move everything across the cutting board here. Give me 1 second, I'm just going to wash my hand.
Boring.
Okay,
Boring. Boring.
so that's the next one. Let's see here.
Say.
You love the mix and chop. Mine is 13 years and still amazing, right? Absolutely so good.
Making the bedroom.
Okay, so the next step we're actually going to do is the jalapeno. I love jalapeno. I love heat. Cooper loves heat. We're just all heat, heat, heat. If you don't own the food chopper yet, this is an awesome tool. The whole thing comes apart, and this is not your mom's slap and chop. Cooper, Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see that the whole thing comes apart, okay? The reason why I show you it apart is because this will actually act like a little chopper, and it holds all the food down if you put that guy on there. Then we're gonna take it and do this way, and that locks it all in. You have a cap. There's a few different ways. You can do this on a cutting board, or you can put the jalapeno in here and dump it in after, which I like to do. Now, again, I guess these are hot commodities now, rubber gloves. I don't want to touch my littlest one later and get things in his eyes, so I always tend to work with this hand, and this hand always stays dry. Okay, so I'm taking the jalapeno. We're gonna cut this here, and there's one really important step. If you like heat, leave all this in here. But again, it's for the kids too, so we're gonna take the bones and the seeds out. That's where all your heat is. Okay, and we're just gonna carefully cut that. And there's a lot of seeds in this, so just make sure you scrape everything out. And we're gonna take the next side here, and never, as I just did it, but never touch your hand that's not gloved, okay, with the jalapeno, because again, it's the oils that you're gonna see transferred to things, and that's actually what I said, hang on to that line, okay? So what we're gonna do here is we'll cut this in half. gonna turn this upside down. We're gonna add all the jalapeno to here. We're all a little bit frustrated right now. We have a lot going on, so this is where you can work things out. Okay. And you can see that we have a fine dice with our jalapeno now. This is where the magic happens. So you want to take half that mixture and half that mixture.
I want a juice box in a glass.
You want a juice box and a glass. That jalapeno is strong. Okay, sweetheart, can you give me 2 minutes?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I won't.
Yes, you will. Anybody else feel like their kids just yell at them all day? The food chopper is one of my favorites. I can't believe the same things, right? Like, these things last. This is the thing, you're never gonna replace things. So this is why Pampered Chefs start coming out with things like air fryers. Okay, so the last two additions, we're gonna add salt. I'm a huge fan of salt in meals that are prepped at home. Don't be adding salt to things that are pre-done, okay? Way too much salt, we don't need that in our diets. When you go to use the garlic press from Pampered Chef, you're gonna see you put everything in with the skin on. Everyone comes with a little Barbie hairbrush, but that's actually to clean. You feel like the shorter to cook right, it's just like too much. I can't believe how much I'm cooking, but I'm trying to do meals that honestly appease to me too, but I don't know. Anybody has tips, I'm like, I want to put a lock on that pantry. Okay, so we're gonna squish the garlic out of here, and you can use that little Barbie hairbrush. We're gonna scrape that off, and you use it to actually touch.
I just want a juice box.
Why don't you grab a juice box? Go grab one. You can get one. Okay, so the other garlic clove is gonna go in there, and we're gonna squish that out. Okay, so that's all the garlic that we just put in there. Super, super yummy. Again, this is the little part that you use to scrape off. You wanna push this side down there, and then use that glove, like roll it outward so you don't have any of the oil on your hands. Salt, use salt in your food when you're making it from home. I love our Pampered Chef set because it comes with a ceramic grinder. Honey, they're just in the box there. Just 1 second. Here. They're down, deep down there. Okay. So it has a ceramic grinder on it. You can actually adjust the dial to change anything up, and it comes with this cool holder. So you can see all the salt and the pepper actually sit in the bottom here. None of it will sit on your counter, which is a huge thing for me. You want a juice box? Okay, pause for a sec. Nope, no more gumballs. No. You're just ready to a gumball. You're not having more gumballs.
Please.
Just give me a sec. This is real life, hey? You have all those tools. I'm making this tonight. Yes, Jennifer. Hang on a second here. Parker, don't. Are we still there? Parker just pulled the camera over. Give me 1 second here. Parker, don't touch that camera, buddy. Okay, we are back. Let's try this again here. Parker, here's your juice box.
Hey, why did this go?
I'm not sure, buddy.
Why did this fall?
I don't know. Okay, here you go. So that's the last step. Cooper. That's the last step of doing the guacamole. Okay, we've mixed this all up here. And then we've also done the pico de gallo. And the reasons why I say to do this ahead of time is because I like this chilled in the fridge. And I've got these in the glass containers from Pampered Chef that have locking lids. I love these containers, okay? So if anybody would like any of these tools, I have lots in stock. I'm offering 10% off, and I'm also gonna do curbside pickups. It is real life at its finest, right? Like, you should see my ring light camera. It's actually, I think it's broken. Anyways, hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm gonna rinse my mix and chop. I'm gonna get this all cleaned up, and I'm gonna do ground turkey, and we are having tacos tonight, so I'll post a picture later. Hope you're having an awesome day. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.